Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good tomorrow to you, sirs.
Yea, verily. It is good morn.
All right. So yes, today is the the quest for the child care solution. I think that's what she said.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we pretty much left off with the standing stones and the mound, and I think Alex was suggesting that or Tavis that let's just drop the kids off in that creepy old ruin.
Well, it wasn't completely thought through.
There might be some friendly old druid living up in there. You could take care of all the kids, raise them as eco knights.
Oh, that would be perfect.
Yeah, basically.
There's plenty for them to fish anyway. If Sergei could teach them to fish, they'd be set, right?
Oh, yeah.
There were lots of fish in the lake.
They might be eaten by some of the fish in the lake, but...
Or trees near the lake.
Well, yes. We could do some trimming before we headed off. You made quick work of those other ones.
Yeah. Well, we shall see.
That said, there were two buildings on this property. One of them's the barn, right?
Yeah, you guys had. I think you traveled about an hour away from it, and that's when you got.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Sorry.
that was the barn that was left over.
Okay.
And between you and it are those trees that were trying to eat the kids.
Right. Right.
Oh, the barn had burned down, though, didn't it?
No, the house burned down. The barn was...
Oh, I thought everything, the whole place had burned down. Okay.
At least when you guys had left, it looked like the barn was still standing.
Okay.
And we also took care of those trees, or at least the ones that we...
Oh, that's right. You hacked them down, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took the axe out there.
Made some firewood.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was bleeding. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely bleeding. It was quite a gruesome sight.
With your new shiny arm. Your reflecting arm of doom.
I'm slowly turning into the Silver Surfer.
So I don't know. Does anybody have any thoughts before we start up? Any comments, or just want to BS for a little bit?
I'm good.
Okay.
I think.
All right. So to set the scene, like I said, you guys are on the one side of a lake. There are some fish jumping in the middle. On the far side was a pretty large hill, like a mound, with probably about 4 to 6 standing stones that surround it. And you have roughly 38 kids that are singing songs and skipping rocks in the lake.
Did we lose another two?
Oh, that's right. You guys got the 2 back from the trees.
Oh,
That's right. I forgot about that.
I thought we had lost another 2.
Well, it wouldn't be hard. I don't know how thorough our head count is.
Yeah, so if you start counting...
it's
okay.
about 40.
Yeah, you thought it was 38. You counted again. There was 2 that were hiding behind some other ones. Okay, there's 40. Okay. And that's what's going on. Action.
Maybe we should head over. Maybe we should head over to Standing Stones. Maybe there is villagers or something that come there to worship.
Yes.
To join you. So.
Well, anything is better than these children sticking around these parts, lest they be sacrificed to their profane worshipping.
Is sacrifice like getting a bath?
Exactly like getting bath. Now go play with stones.
Oh, you want us to go over there by ourselves, or you want to come with us?
No, you play with stones by side of lake.
Oh, those stones. Oh. Well, Mommy said I should always take a bath. Is it bath time?
Go take a bath.
You got any soap?
No, you will use mud for soap.
Mud? That doesn't sound right. You're weird.
You're
Obey.
a natural.
Is it like special mud maybe, or why mud?
Just take bath with water and pretend like you have soap is game.
You know how gritty the mud feels? That will get all of the rough bits out of your skin. It'll be lovely. Trust it. Now go.
Oh, okay. And he'll scan.
Just watch out for large fish that might eat you.
He'll stop running and turn his head back. You're pretty sure that there's a wet mark on his pants.
No, you really need bath. Go take a bath and wash clothes.
I'm not going in there. You said stuff's gonna eat me.
I said make sure there's no fish in there that will eat you. They're not going to eat you.
Oh, don't worry, little one. No one's going to harm you. But you know what? I will stay by you while you wash yourself and make sure that there will be no giant fish to devour you.
Is your scary hand going to scare him away?
Yes. Yes, it shall.
Okay. Is it like have powers? Like, is it like a god's hand?
I wouldn't say that so much.
Oh, okay. So, you'll see that the basically 40 kids start wading into the water. They're starting to clean themselves with the lake water and the muddy seaweed, and some are just picking up rocks and scratching their arms with them.
Tavis, while Luther watches children, let's go over and investigate rocks.
That seems like a wonderful plan.
I'm hoping there's someone over there. I'm really regretting bringing these children.
Well, I'm sure their God will watch over them.
He's been watching over them real well in town with crazy witch women.
Yeah, probably at this point, Rayhan starts floating again.
Oh.
He's probably on the bank of the shore of the lake. He just starts to float. His arms are dangling.
Do you have any more rope?
We still have the rope on his ankle, didn't we?
I believe so. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we can tie it to a tree or something.
Okay. So Rayhan will be sort of floating more vertical as his leg gets caught by the rope, and he's like floating at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
His eyes are rolled back, white.
Is he screaming again, or is he just floating?
There's no noises at this time, and no arachnids coming out of his orifices.
At least he's in nature. If he does, it'll be natural.
So, Luther, the kids are starting to get rough. Some of them are like dunking each other, putting their heads under the water, splashing. There's some rock throwing. There's a few girls that are crying that are moving off from the group because they got hit by rocks a few times.
Okay, well this time Luther will march straight in there, possibly ankle deep within the water, shouting at the kids to stop. Now,
he started it!
No, I don't care who started it and who didn't. Alright, look.
She's a liar face.
No, hold on. You all need to stop. Throwing rocks is bad, alright?
He's cursed.
Who's cursed?
Ugly. His mama was a whore.
Oh, whoa now. We need to stop using such foul languages.
Well, right? You're a bastard, so there.
Oh my goodness. Children, stop. Alright?
I'm gonna shit on your head when you're sleeping.
Okay, that's it. The next person who says something, you all will be punished.
Okay, then rocks start flying back and forth.
Sergei's walking away quickly towards the mound.
Tavis as well.
The little girl gets like a big clump of mud and seaweed like in her face. Ah!
Now, you
should
children,
spank him. He's being bad.
Children, you need to stop what you're doing at once. This is not right.
Eventually, it'll start to calm down if you get too close with your big scary hand. They seem to not really pay attention to your words, but whenever the hand gets near them, they sort of look at it and stop what they're doing.
Oh, this time I'll raise the hand high into the air, make sure it's reflecting off of the sun.
Yeah, it's like twinkling and reflecting the light. It's sort of scattering a cascade of images over the water, and Luther swears he sees like chunks of flesh floating on the ripples that the kids are making. Some are picking up the water, and in it is the chunks of flesh, and they're sort of wiping their faces off with it. One's like wiping blood and ichor underneath his armpits as he's trying to get clean. You see like eyeballs and chunks of hair floating in the water around the kids.
Luther will, for a moment, just look completely out of it, and kind of snapping himself back together again, he will look around at the children and start hurrying them to get out of the water. Come, children, out of the water.
You just said that we're supposed to get clean.
You're clean enough. You're clean enough. Please get out of there.
Why is this water oily?
What?
It's like icky.
Let me see. I'll go down and examine the water.
It does seem like it has a little bit of a layer of film or something on the top of it.
How's it smell?
It smells more like a swamp than a lake. But there is sort of this, I don't know, strange scent to it.
All right, enough of that, children. Out of the water. Dry yourselves.
As they're coming out, one of the boys like shoves the girl down, like out of his way, and she falls and scrapes her knee. He's so mean. And she'll reach up and grab one of his feet, and they yank, and he'll fall down, and they just start rolling around, like pulling each other's hair and screaming.
I'll walk over to them, children, and I'll grab each of them by their backs, and I'll just lift them off from one another. Children, you need to stop this at once.
He's a liar face.
I don't care who started it. You must stop. You hear me? You must stop. It is not becoming.
All right.
All right, now.
And meanwhile, across the lake, as the two are fleeing from the daddy daycare, the stones start to get larger as you get closer. They have just what looks like weather marks on them. Various plants and lichen, moss is growing around the bottom of it. There is a large mound of grass and weeds and shrubs, and there appears like there's a doorway that leads into it.
Are there any roads leading away from it, or paths?
Doesn't seem like there's any paths or roads, just the doorway in the center of the mound.
Okay, that makes it a little less promising and a little more frightening.
And it's strange that the ground around the standing stones, it seems like it's all dead. There's nothing growing there, but on the mound itself, there's lots of life.
Do we have a sense what kind of stones they are?
If you get closer, and you're probably standing right in front of them at this point.
Yep.
They look like they're sandstones, and it's hard to see from down here, but they stand probably about 15 feet tall. There seems like there's some sort of statue or emblem at the top of them, but it's hard to see what they are from where you're at. It almost seems like you can't tell unless you would climb one of them to get a good look at it.
What do you make of that emblem, Sergei?
I do not know. Go up there and take a look. You're the one who sneaks.
Yeah, because... Okay, fine. Chavis just starts weakly trying to ascend one of the shorter ones so he can get a view of one of the tall ones with the emblem.
Okay.
If there is a shorter one, that is.
I believe there is a climbing skill, D6.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, wow. That's the one I needed.
Okay. So how do you scamper up the vertical standing stones?
Carefully, I would say. Well, are there any handholds of any sort?
Yeah, there's some rough patches and different layers of rock.
Just get whatever cautious leverage he can to pull himself.
Okay. So you climb up to the top, and at the very tops of them, it almost seems like they were carved while someone was sitting on top of the rocks. You're going to see various emblems of insects on the top. There's an ant, a bee, a moth, an earwig, a cockroach, a cricket, a dragonfly, and a fly. And they're all carved in ornate detail.
Sergey, I don't think this is a good place. I'm looking at a bunch of carvings of insects again. This might be related to Mother. I don't know.
But look at this, it looks abandoned. They're not here anymore.
We don't know what's in that doorway, do we?
There's only one way to find out.
Alright, your turn, Sergey.
What, do you want me to climb some cliff? What do you want?
Yeah, climb down whatever hole that is. I'll watch your back.
Let us go get Luther. Let us get Luther. He has my shield.
Meanwhile, Luther has a kid, like, pulling his leg. One's on his back, like, yanking at his hair. Another one's throwing rocks at his hand.
Children!
There's 3 girls crying.
Children, I say to you to stop this now. This is most unbecoming.
He pulled out my hair!
This is not how little knights are supposed to behave.
So this is the scene that Sergey and Davis come upon.
What has happened here? We'll leave you with one simple task to watch children make sure they take a bath, and we come back and they're at each other's throat.
Sergey gets hit in the face with a rock.
Do you want to see what happened to bad little children where I come from?
I'm hungry. Give me food.
What happened to all berries you collected?
Well, we ate them all.
Well, go collect more berries.
Can't you make me a sandwich or something?
Once you collect the berries, we'll make a berry sandwich. No, go.
So all 40 kids will start running off into the woods to get berries.
Luther will chase after them in tow.
Luther, as you're running, you swear that this one little child over here, his arm falls off. That one over there, his legs just crumble into ashes, and he's like dragging himself on the ground. You see the skin of one just turn into blood and run down onto the grass, and she slips and falls and turns around, and her eyes are black and opaque, and maggots pour out of her mouth.
Luther will quickly fall to his knees upon saying this, and grasping the ground with both of his hands just as tight as possible, he'll start muttering to himself, "This can't be. No, this has to be some sort of punishment. No, no.
Berries! We're getting berries! And every time she utters a syllable, more maggots sort of spurt out and sort of rain down onto the grass. You gonna help us?
Yes, of course, child, of course.
The maggots on the ground start to slowly morph into flies and then fly up, and they feel like they're covering your skin, and you feel their little legs and wings flutter against your face.
Luther will just begin feeling his face all over, and he'll begin to start scratching, and not so much clawing, just trying to wipe away whatever was there.
Okay. So Tavis and Sergey see this, obviously.
What are you doing, Luther?
Oh, silly me. One of the kids must have thrown mud upon my eye, and I seem to be quite blinded a little bit. Darling children they are. Darling children.
Well, we came back to find you because there is something very interesting at Standing Stones.
Oh, what would that be?
There is markings on stones, and there is doorway leading down into ground. There might be something there, something valuable.
I might add that the markings on the stones are of various insects.
But they're
Which
not
doesn't
new.
bode well to me, but Sergei here thinks it's a fine idea to bring
They're
all
not
the
new.
children.
They're not new. They've been there a long time. Is abandoned.
Well,
Look at this out-of-way place.
is it so out of way? That is the question.
Who would think to come here? There's no trail, no path. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, we have seen them demonstrate that they don't quite need visible paths to move about. Remember, we went to that house using an underground location.
But I remember my vision I had in the basement
Yes.
of the old women.
Mm-hmm.
They pointed at the cave where Mother was at, where we were at, up in the top by Hammelberg with man-eating man. And then we went out to cave with bugs. There was mark on map in my vision. They had no mark down here. This is not something they know of. I believe my visions with clarity, with certainty. I believe them.
Luther will put his hands on your shoulder. And my friend, I do trust in your visions. If you believe them to be true, then so will I. But
the fact
first,
that they did not have it marked on map means that they probably either don't know of this place or they have abandoned it. They do not have anything to do with it.
Well, Sergei, you're getting as optimistic as Luther.
There might be something valuable in there, and all of the things that we have seen, the horrible things that we have experienced, I want to have some sort of recompense for these things. I want to come away from this place and say, at least I got this thing.
As long as you can live with yourself if you end up leading 40 children to their deaths.
I have led many more than that to their death. But children will not die. Children are fine. We will find village with nice old women who will want to take care of children, and they will live happily ever after. But in the meantime, I want to live happily ever after.
well, I agree with both of your sentiments. However, I think we need to watch the children. After all, they are going back into the woods, and I don't know if more of those accursed trees are in there.
Well, let's wait till they collect the berries. We take them to Stones, and they wait for us outside.
Luther, as you're looking back towards the woods, you see that one of the kids has returned, except they have this emblem of an insect over their lips, and their eyes are rolled back white. It's one of the little boys that was pushing the girls around. He moves out to a place just like right outside the edge of the trees, and he's just looking in your direction. His arms are down at his sides, and his head is sort of tilted about 30 degrees to the right.
My hand starts to shake, and I grab Sergei's shoulder. Sergei, do you see that?
Do I see that?
If you turn around and look where you're looking, sure.
Okay, I didn't know if it was one of his hallucinations.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you actually see a kid there.
Not again, not again.
No, not the children. No. I'll rush right over to him.
The head will slowly tilt up as you get closer, and you'll see another child, one of the girls that was crying. She has a bloody skinned knee, and she's dragging herself out of the woods. But she has her legs and everything, but her head is tilted at the exact same angle. The eyes are white, and there's that emblem of the insect over her lips.
No. I'll begin looking into the woods. Do I see the rest of them?
You'll start to see, like, as you kind of move to the left or the right, and try to see past the trees. More kids are slowly walking in the direction that you're standing in. They're moving towards you. All of their heads are in the same angle. Some of them are crawling. Some of them are sort of climbing up trees and then jumping down, and then climbing up another tree and then jumping down. and they're just moving slowly towards you.
And they all bear the mark that I can see, at least?
Yeah, the ones that you can see, yeah.
Okay, time to reevaluate. First of all, let us get out of here. This is not a good place.
Luther! Why did you abandon me? You'll start to see the faces of all the kids start to morph into Ramelzi's image. You see the scars and the cuts, his roughly shaved head, and all the kids sort of look that way. And also, Sergei and Tavis will see that as well.
Do we see Ramelzi anywhere? Or Rayhan?
Rayhan's body is still floating and tied on the tree and leaning at like a 45-degree angle.
Oh, their face turned into Ramelzi's face.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
just slowly, you don't know if it's a vision or an image or an illusion, but that's what you see.
Oh, when he sees Ramelzi's face, Sergei falls to his knees. No, not Ramelzi. We did not abandon you. You were stolen from us.
The kids are still moving slowly. The one that's closest to the first child that came out of the woods reaches out its other hand on his shoulders, and it starts to sink into the skin and flesh, and they sort of clasp together, and they look like they're forming into one, sort of an amorphous child.
Human centipede?
Something like that.
Oh.
Okay, so there is something wrong with this.
Sergei, why did you abandon us? Why?
Okay, let us make for the standing stones. Let us get out of here.
I think that's wise.
Luther will pause a bit, and he will look quite out of it.
Luther, since you're closer, you're going to see one of the kids that was climbing up on the tree and then jumping down. He'll actually jump onto/into another one of the kids. They sort of like morph, and their skin sort of undulates like a thick, oily substance in a pool, and they just sort of vibrate and just morph into each other. It'll have like 3 legs. There's 2 of the ones that were walking, and 1 from the kid that jumped in. You'll see an arm sticking out of the chest of the one he jumped into, and they all have Ramelzi's face still.
With somewhat teary eyes, he will look at them and say, I will undo this. I promise, I will undo this. And he'll just start to run towards the rest of the group.
Davis, it hurts, Davis, it hurts. No.
What do we do about Rayhan? Do we just leave him there?
At this point in time, he is one of them. They will not hurt him.
More kids are moving out into past the line of the edge of the woods, and they stop though. They don't keep moving. They just sort of stop and stare, tilted. Rayhan's face, or not Ramelzi's face. Sorry.
He is floating up in there. He is safe.
Let's hope so.
I just keep running towards the standing stones.
As this is.
They all sort of join this guttural, low vibration sound of their voices, their throats, their mouths are all open, but they just keep saying abandoned over and over again as they look at you running towards the mound.
As I'm running, I put my hands over my ears. No.
You guys get to the standing stones relatively quick, running around the lake.
Mm-hmm.
There is a double doorway into the heart of the mound, walking through 2 of the standing stones. It looks old, very old.
Well, we should go in.
Yes. As he wipes some of the tears from his eyes, Luther will say to the rest of them, Yes, we should. Let us hope that we can find answers in here.
It must be related. It must be related. This place with insignias of the bugs. And then they are overcome by the same foul magic as Ramelzi and Rehan. And they have the face of Ramelzi on them. And we lost him in the place of the bugs. The other one. This must be related. If we go inside, maybe Rehan, maybe Ramelzi is safe down inside, alive, and we can save him. And children be released, and all will be well.
Yes, indeed, it will.
All will be well.
Let us march forward then, gentlemen. We shall smite whatever evil lay in here.
Tavis leans tight against the door, gives it a quick listen, and checks to see if it's locked.
Inside the lake, you'll see that more of the kids have joined together. They've morphed into, looks like about 4 different conglomerations of kids. Which roll?
Are they heading towards us?
No, they're just standing right on the edge of the forest, just looking at the mound where you guys are.
And a mound of children.
Four mounds of children.
Four mounds of children, okay.
And where you guys are. So, what did Tavis roll?
Oh, is it locked?
It's not, no. Still.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not sure what he's rolling for.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to roll to listen or something.
Oh, yeah, sure. Just under whiz?
Yeah.
I rolled a 1 anyway, so.
Okay. You hear nothing. It's as silent as the grave.
Okay. Cracking it open then. The door.
Hinges will start to sort of crack, and you'll see bits of rust fall down from the entranceway. Doesn't look like the doors have been opened in a long time. Inside, you'll see a 40-foot wide corridor that is pretty ornate, though roughly hewn. It seems like the stones it was made out of, they're not smooth, but they're smooth enough. You get the feeling that they were made a long time ago. It heads off into the darkness, and there's no light at all.
Do you still have your lamp, Sergey? Your lamp?
Yes, I still have lamp. So, Sergey, I'll go through my backpack and find my lamp, and find one of my other 2 bottles of oil, and fill the lantern with it. And then I'll sit there with my tinderbox trying to light some brush on fire, a little pile of brush, just so we can have some fire to light the lamp with.
You have a little bit of a hard time lighting it because there's a cold, damp breeze that comes out and hits you in the face from where you're at. There's a smelling of dust and stone and mold.
Well, he turns his back towards the door so that he's shielding the flame from it, and he's sitting there trying to continue lighting it, even if he has to put it between his knees while he's sitting on the ground.
Yeah, if you take some time, eventually you'll get it lit and get your lamp lit.
Okay.
In the meantime, Tavis loads his crossbow.
When the light starts to spread, you see that after about 20 feet there's a long series of stairs that slowly congregate. So the first step's like a very wide stair, 40 feet wide, and the next one's a little bit skinnier. Looks like it's almost like a triangular set of stairs going down.
This is odd. These is odd stairs. Well,
It is as if it is built in the shape of an arrow, pointing us downward into its inner bowels.
and that must be good direction for us to go. And Sergei will... I'll just walk tentatively, but I'll still walk forward.
Okay.
Luther will tag behind.
You'll see
Lantern
that
in one hand and a short sword in the other.
You'll see that there's actually dust marks where you guys step. Doesn't seem like anyone's been here in a long time.
Time has certainly had its way in this world. This place was closed off from everything else. Only the dust tells its tales now.
That breeze still hits you on the face. That smell of dampness and maybe even rot, fungus, it seems like it's a little bit stronger in the air now. You also get this strange sort of whiff of oil from somewhere up ahead.
Would I be identifying this with the same smell from above?
You think that that smell that you had seems similar from the water of the lake.
Whatever oils. Do you smell those oils? I smelled the same exact thing in the lake surface when the children were taking their baths. I had smelt it. One of the children was talking about a strange film upon the water.
I smell it, but I do not know what it is.
Well, we shall soon find out.
Yeah, you hear your own footfalls echoing in the corridor. It's deadly quiet. And, you can hear your own breathing. If you listen more intently, you can even hear the sound of your own heart. And eventually you get down to another series of triangular stairs, but this one, the point of the triangle, the lowest steps, are submerged in black, oily water. The smell is a lot stronger here. It seems like to get past it, you have to walk into it. Unless you do something else. The stairs descend about 20 feet, and then they disappear, and then there's probably about a 15-foot expanse of oily water, and then you'll see another series of triangular stairs, this time going up, in like an inverted triangle. So the stairs will actually get wider as they go upwards. Seems like it's pouring and dripping out of the stones that are in the walls. And there also seems like there's two small passageways to the right and to the left, or maybe they're alcoves. It's hard to tell from where you're standing.
There's no other light in here except my torchlight.
Yeah, yours is the only one.
I have a bad feeling about taking lamp into oil. But we cannot see what we're doing otherwise.
Perhaps we should test it.
There does seem like there's a good amount of fumes in this room. Like I said, the smell is a lot stronger.
Ooh, that's not good. Does any of you have torch?
All I can spare is but the cloth from myself. Perhaps we can wrap it around an arrow, and then light it. Fling it in there. Get within safe distance.
Yes, that is a good idea. I have arrows. We go back up passageway, and then we shoot flaming arrow in there from safe distance far away.
May your aim be true.
Happens. It will be, seeing that this is large lake of oil. It'd be hard to miss.
Well, fate has a way of skewing our successes.
Yes, we tried to save children from horrible evil in village, and now we take them to horrible evil in forest. But we will reverse this. It will happen.
From behind you, you swear you hear the sound of small feet walking into the area with the door.
we're going to do this, we must do it now.
Yeah, let's go back.
Okay.
So as I'm walking back, I'm wrapping cloth around an arrow.
All right.
And then once we get a safe distance away, a good 20 feet or so away from the doorway, I'll light that on fire. I knock the arrow and fire it down into the area with the oil.
Okay. Well, there's one thing that happens first. As you move to a safe distance, it's about 20 feet away, you'll actually be at the base of those stairs where you guys have entered in. At the top of the stairs, you see that first boy, at least his body with Ramelzi's face. And it's still at that strange angle. And he's at the center, the front of this mass of children's arms and heads and limbs that looks like it could possibly get through that doorway, maybe, but it would be a tight fit. It's just that the white eyes are staring down at you as you unleash your arrow. All right, I assume you want to unleash your arrow, right?
I'd pause and say, do we want to do this? I mean, if that explodes and it's continual flame, then we're trapped between flame and child pile.
Let me try something first. Sergei, I need you to light your lantern near my arm.
Okay, very good. I bring my lantern over to his arm.
And it starts to throw out a lot of reflections and small little dimples of light all over the sides of the corridor and over your faces.
Luther will extend his arm forward towards the mass of children, and he will approach them, saying out loud, "If you fear this hand as you have feared it before this twisted abomination became of you, then fear it again. Back with you. Back with you."
The children will actually back up. The face that was tilted at an angle, its eyes sort of close and blink several times, and you see hands like reaching up to cover their eyes from the light, and the mass will start to slowly move back.
Luther will begin his approach even further with it. "Back, I say! Away with you!"
The door will close, and all the light from the outside world shuts off. The only light that's around you is the sparkling reflections from your hand and the light of the lantern.
What the hell? Children lock us in here?
There's no lock.
What?
They must fear this hand. We must open up the door again, and when we do, I will try to stave them off. Then you must unleash your arrow.
In the meantime, they've closed the door. They don't want to come down here. Perhaps we find Ramelzi down here. Perhaps we find whatever it is that is doing this down here. Let us first go down here before we venture back up there.
What say you, Tavis?
I say, before we make any big decisions, we have to know what that arrow will do.
It will hit oil, and it either will be extinguished, or it will blow up.
Yes, that's the information I'm waiting on.
Yes, so that I am saying I'm going to launch arrow, and without even thinking anymore, he turns around and fires an arrow right down into the oil.
The light of the arrow will slowly illuminate the corridor again, and it will sink down the stairs at an angle, a nice arc, and you'll hear. And why don't you guys all roll under decks, even at this distance, just to stay on your feet.
Oh, natural 20. Wonderful.
I got 5 over my deck, so.
Okay. How about Sergei?
I'm trying to find where I put my dice at. Can someone roll for me real quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah, why don't Alex roll for you? How about that?
Sure. 3.
Okay, good.
Okay, so I'll let each of you describe how you. So Phil, how do you get thrown to the ground? What happens?
Okay, as the shockwave hits him, it will be a stumble at first, and then he'll just land face first into the floor, letting the dust swoop in all around him, engulfing his lungs and face. He'll cough and hack as he'll writhe around.
Okay, Alex, how about Tavis?
I think that Tabus has probably cracked his skull and singed some hair.
So all right.
He's just going to be immobile for a moment as he waits to see if he's still, able to feel his fingertips.
Oh yeah, so there's no actual flames that touch you. It's just the concussion of air. It's the whole room just ignited. So you're not burned or anything, but it's
okay.
a big explosion. There is some smoke that's filling the tops of the corridors, but they're very high vaulted ceilings, probably about 15 or 20 feet tall. So you don't have any problems there.
So Sergei, as soon as he fired the arrow off, he turns around and slowly starts walking towards where his comrades were blown, and they see him walking slowly with a big explosion behind him.
Well, Luther's face will be in utter amazement. It will look just awestruck.
So I walk over to him. Why are you two laying around? Let us go forward. We have sent calling card for whoever is here. They know we're here. Let us go kill them.
Into the breach we go, my comrades! He will draw out his hammer and his silver arm, and he will just stand ready.
Yeah, there's still smoke pouring out of the entrance to that room there.
Davis just awkwardly rises to his feet, probably a string of saliva running from the floor to his mouth, and steadies himself against the wall, getting ready to follow them down.
Okay.
So I'll just take a piece of cloth and wrap it around my face as I start going down.
So as you move forward to the top of the stairs, you'll see that the whole room is still on fire. The surface of the pool, although it seems lower, it seems that it is slowly burning away.
Okay. Are we going to suffocate in here? Is the smoke bad enough that we're going to suffocate?
Well, like I said, the surface of the room is the ceiling of the room is pretty tall above you, so most of the smoke is just billowing up onto the ceiling. But there definitely is some heat. You feel it on your face and your hands as you get closer to it.
Well, thankfully there was that breeze running from inside the cave out of it, right?
While the door was open.
Well, it was open. Oh, so it was running the opposite direction.
Now it's just slowly collecting at the ceiling.
Okay. Well,
I'll just wait outside the door for the fire to go down.
Okay. Is there anything that you discuss while you're waiting for the fire to die out?
Luther, do you have my shield?
Indeed I do, sir.
Would you rather have shield or not?
I do say I would feel rather comfortable with a shield by my side, but if you feel the greater need to have it, I will give it back to you, my friend.
No, that's okay. I can dodge things pretty well. I will carry lamp and sword. You have shield.
Again, I must thank you. We must keep our wits about us outside. The abomination of children might still be out there. As long as I can try to ward it away with my hand, we will be safe for the moment.
I am hoping that we find Ramelzi down here. We rescue him. And what evil it was that turned children into a pile of children and is torturing Ramelzi, we will dispatch, and this will all go away like a bad nightmare.
Indeed it shall. Indeed it shall. Let us vanquish this evil.
When I'm saying that, he looks kind of panicked. This will happen, but he has a kind of a panicked look on his face. His eyes are open pretty wide.
Tavis has opened his bag and is groggily changing into that set of black leathers that was stolen from the folks at the burnt down house.
Okay. I think this is the first time you put that on, right?
Yeah.
You notice that it seems to be very supple.
Yeah, he has that uniform on.
Yeah. You change out of the Peacekeeper's uniform.
Yeah,
probably
it's not
peeling
in great
it off.
shape right now. Yeah.
Maybe scraping some whatever's it's sunk into the clothing off your skin, and you get into the leather armor. It seems very well crafted. It seems supple. It seems very quiet. You've been in leathers before that creak, and the stitching sort of pulls in various places, but as you put this on, it makes no sound at all. It's silent.
Very impressive.
After some time, the smoke will stop, and no more light is coming out of the room that you're waiting by.
Okay. I slowly walk in, still just looking around, make sure there's no embers, nothing burning still.
The room still is warm, probably because the stones soaked up some of the heat. But as far as burning flames or oil, it seems like that is all burned out. And probably about 5 to 6 feet of smoke is at the ceiling of the corridor where you're at, but it's probably about 4 feet above your head, so you're still fine.
With lamp raised in one hand and sword in the other, I slowly go down the stairs.
Okay. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, you'll see left, there's about a 20-foot corridor that ends abruptly, and to the right, it's the same thing. So it seems like this room is very uniform. The design of this area seems to be equal on both sides, identical, symmetrical. At the end of that hallway, it's more like an alcove, I guess, you'll see a small jade ant sculpture. It's fixed into the wall, looks like it's supported or bolted in some way. But it shines green when the light of the lantern hits it.
Ah, Davis, sneak.
All right. Tavis does so just reflexively, and slinks his way. Well, tries to slink his way past it. It's not producing any light itself, though, is it?
No, it's just reflecting the light of Sergei's lantern.
Well, that's good. I was afraid it might have that eye glow.
How far is it away?
The alcoves are about 20 foot down before they end. And you're in the
Okay.
center of the room, so it's about 40 feet away from you.
Okay.
Tavis
What
rolled
is-
a... Sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying. What do you see at the end? What else is down there?
You just see the jade sculptures of ants. They almost seem like they're not like an attack pose. I mean, you don't know what ants would do, but you get the weird feeling that they're set up to be sort of emulating some sort of a religious rite. Their arms, their little legs are in various poses. And like I said, it's bolted to the wall, so you're going to see 6 different legs in various positions.
Just dance, Sergei. It's like they're in prayer or dancing.
Get them.
Just dance.
Get
No,
them.
it's the statues. You want me
get
to
the
steal
statues. Get them. Bring them back.
Keep watch over me.
I am. That's what I'm doing here.
Tavis just starts carefully but frustratedly removing them from their place if he can.
Okay.
You said they're bolted to the wall?
Yeah, why don't you give me like a tinkering roll to try to get them off the wall.
Okay. That's 5, but that's all he needs.
Oh, nice.
Unless there's a penalty.
No, it takes some time. You get the things that it's moored to. You find a way to crack maybe some of the stone behind it. And you have a jade statue of an ant from one of the corridors. Did you go down the right one first, or did you go down the left one first?
Left one.
Okay. You have the one from the left corridor. It probably is about the size of like a small dog.
I guess Tavis will walk back to the right one, and on his way, just thrust this one into Sergei's arms so he can take care of the dog-sized ant.
I mean, like small dog. You saying like one of those little?
We're gonna say like
tiny little yappy dogs.
We're gonna say like a beagle.
Okay, so like a small baby.
Or a large baby, probably, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so okay, a large baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like it's solid jade.
Oh, okay. So once he does that, I take my backpack off, unfasten it, and open up, and I stick it down inside of my backpack and put it back on over my shoulder.
You probably get about maybe 3/4 of it in the bag, so you have like little green ant legs sticking out of the top of it.
Okay. I still try to fasten it down over so it's secured inside.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. You rope it off.
Luther will watch as he does this, and he'll kind of lean over to Sergei and say, I know we're supposed to find ourselves treasure to make our trip and adventure here meaningful, but I question why we should carry around such profane things.
Well, we sell them to profane people, and then they pay us money, and we find out way to save children.
Yes, but in order to do that, we would be promoting their disgusting religion. This has brought nothing but destruction and chaos.
Do you know what? Do you know what is going to happen here in less than a week?
Yes.
Cantel army is going to come through here and purge this entire despicable religion away. If in the meantime we can rob them of their goods and wealth, so be it.
As they speak, Tavis has been cracking the other one off with a 4.
Okay. Did you make a roll?
Yeah, 4.
Okay. Then you have another beagle-sized jade ant statue in your hands, and this one seems identical to the other one, except the arms and legs are in the opposite position. So if the right arm was up on the other one, the left arm is up on this one. So it's almost like a mirror image of the other one.
Tavis is going to see how many of these Sergei can carry.
So you come back and just hand it off to Sergei?
Yeah.
Okay.
Will another one fit in my backpack?
If you arrange things, maybe tie some more things to your belt or something, you think you can get it in, but you're going to see, like I said, the ass end of the ant sticking out of the back with its leg. Both of them.
Oh, Luther, would you like to carry ant statue?
I suppose I shall.
Luther, when you look at the face of one of the ants, you think that its mandibles are slowly moving.
I hold it away, shaking it a little bit, going, okay. Profane idol.
It's jade. There's nothing harming you.
You think the eyes start to slowly spin like they're small marbles inside the head of the ant? Luther.
You tell that to this profane idol. I think it's moving.
But
it's just light.
It is very lifelike.
Yes,
Trick of eyes. It's trick of eyes. That's all it is. It's light shining off of your shiny arm, and it's making it look like it's crawling around.
Of course, I should have known better. And once more, I must defer to your fox wisdom. Yes.
How's your chest, Luther?
It still hurts, but I think I can manage.
What happened to your chest?
Well, an ant put a spike through it.
Oh, that place on chest.
Not to bring up bad memories.
The wound is still fresh, and I still feel the blood seeping through. But this knight will not rest until his quest is done. And as he says that, he'll kind of lean down and grab the wound a little bit. Oh.
Oh, Tavis, do you have any more bloody hands to smear upon Luther?
An odd request, but may as well.
I have noticed that you have bleeding hands at times, and it causes physical refreshment. And I appreciate it when you do that when I am injured.
What is this of bleeding hands and replenishment?
He has bleeding hands of
Tavis
replenishment.
just rests his hands on Luther's chest for a moment, healing him for 3, and starts walking down one of the corridors before any... Hoping something will change the topic.
You see, that was wonderful. You did him very good blessing. I think he is now holy man. Tavis is no longer sneak thief, he is holy man.
Indeed,
Tavis,
he is.
Tavis, what god is it that you worship?
Whatever you like, Sergey.
I don't care what god you worship. I want to know what god you worship. Come on, tell me.
Luther
Spread your
was
theology.
the most righteous and, great.
Which one has bleeding hands?
Tavis is continuing down the hallway.
Come back, Tavis. Come back, Tavis, come back.
Down the right
Tell
one.
us of your god. Tell us religion, convert us. Tell us
Is
all
there
wonderful
anything of
ways
note
of
you
bleeding
can change
hands,
the
God.
topic with?
Wait, what's that?
Is there anything down the hallway?
Oh, okay, so Tavis is okay. You're moving off. All right.
Yeah.
So as you move down, you'll see a larger alcove. It's probably about 30 feet by 20 foot wide to the left, and then the same thing, 30 foot down and 20 feet wide to the right. To the left, Tavis sees a copper plaque, and why don't you give me a languages roll to see if you can understand this language.
Okay. No, that's a 6. So
Okay.
Definitely not.
There's a bunch of squiggly letters written on the plaque itself, but you do see the numbers 425-510, and what you see above it, there's a great ring that rests on the sort of the side of the pedestal there, and on the top of it is it's the outer edge of, there's like a cross section of a young girl who is each in the process of giving birth, feet first, to another young girl of the same age and size, who is also giving birth, feet first, to a young girl of the same size. And it sort of just continues around the entire ring. So there's just a young girl giving birth to a young girl, and there's probably about 15 of them engraved in stone around the ring.
How young are we talking here?
Probably
Is this
about
unnaturally so, or?
8 to 10 years old.
Oh.
And when I say cross-section, like she's cut in half. So like from the top of the head down through the nose to the mouth to the center of the chest, that way. That's how she's cut vertically. And to the right, as you look, you'll see another copper plaque. This one says 644 to 683, and a bunch of gobbledygook that you can't read. This one has a statue of a young boy. He's normal and clothed from the waist down, but the upper body is positioned as if taking off a shirt, only instead of clothing, he's tearing off his own skin.
Okay, I think more important than what God I'm praying to, guys, is that we pray. This is a really disconcerting place.
What do you see up there? And as I say that, I keep walking back. I walk over to him.
Okay, when you guys get up to it, how about Sergey and Luther give me a language roll to see if you can understand the writing?
No, that's a big fat failure.
Yes, success.
Okay. So when Luther looks to the left, to the cross-section girl giving birth, You see a sign and a copper plaque that doesn't seem like it matches the statue. It says, Battle Master Talon Berry Crusher slew 47 of the tall ones, women and children, with his bare hands, and later led the battle which drove those who wear shoes from the realm of the peaceful ones. To the right, where the boy is, you see another plaque. It says, Saint Eversky Sparrow Slayer, martyr for the folk, against those who would spread the religion of the tall ones, killed by the savage religions of man, after heroically burning down one of their temples and all inside.
These depict great tomes of battle that have been waged here at some point. Luther will begin to point and explain to them what is going on.
There's a couple,
Yes.
probably things that stick out to you too, like the words tall ones, those who wear shoes, peaceful ones, the folk. There's just religions of man. There's just various phrases in the description that sort of jump out at you.
Do these statues look like they might actually be like halflings instead of children?
No, they seem like
Or are
they're children.
Okay. There are halflings in this world, aren't there?
Yes, there are. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there were or not. We hadn't seen any.
Yeah, there just seems to be some sort of disconnect between the copper statues, I think I said copper, and the plaques that are below them.
Do the statues look valuable?
They could be. For the right twisted buyer, perhaps. They look heavy, though.
How big are they?
Probably 3 foot wide by 3 foot deep, and probably about 4 feet tall.
Okay, so they're pretty big.
Yeah.
So I stand there thoughtfully stroking my beard and say, Tavis.
No.
What
That's
does
so
your
fair.
God say about this? What does your theology teach about these things? Come on,
Keep
commune with
walking,
your God.
Sergey.
Commune with your God. Tell us what these things mean.
My God says it's too heavy.
Luther will then stand up and turn to them and say, I think I've pieced this together. The tall ones that they speak of, they must be giants. At one point or another, there must have been giants here. Barefoot giants, perhaps. Massive creatures. And the war was fought between them. And these two individuals, they are heroes of this battle. A saint and a warrior. They complement war and peace. Yes.
And what do you make of the illustrations, Luther?
Perhaps they are a cycle of rebirth. The girl being born into a girl again and again and again and again. But over here, the boy ripping his flesh off. Perhaps renewal of sorts. This reminds me of another story. It is the story of the men of the East, of the desert East. They would worship serpents. They believed that every time the serpent wore away its flesh, it would be reborn anew again. But perhaps now, that this is a cycle of rebirth and rejuvenation.
I'm sure it is, in the same way those kids outside have been reborn. Let's keep going.
Or maybe tall ones are just grown-ups. And small ones with barefoot, they are children.
I'm not sure that's reassuring in this context.
Well, we are not living in a reassuring place. Either way, you two are done dilly-dallying. Let's walk.
Okay, you'll continue to go down the corridor, and there will be 2 more alcoves, one to the left of the same size, 30 foot down and 20 foot across, on the left and the right. But on the left side, okay, you see a copper plaque again. And this one, I guess Luther's the only one that can read it. Alderman Tooney Rabbit Mangler, glorious initiator of pogroms against the Tall One infiltration of our fair society, successfully lobbied for the banishment of those more than 40 inches in height, an ever-vigilant inquisitor to cleanse the community of those who were rightfully banished, yet hid in defiance of just law. And the years are 712 to 831. And above that plaque is a boy on all fours. His bare back is covered in other boys' faces, which have been seamlessly inserted into it, and they look out. So that's the statue above that one. On the right side, the plaque reads, Master Giblet's Short Tall One Stalker, courageous leader of the party that discovered that the Tall Ones had learned the honored art of agriculture, and commander of the expedition to foil the efforts of those who wear shoes to rise from barbarism. And the statue above it, the years are 900 to 1002. The statue is sort of an action scene. It is that of a terrified, handless boy being strangled and pummeled by half a dozen pairs of children's hands that are sort of scrambling all over them. And it sort of reminds you of that thing with the arms that were attached to you. This statue of the boy is in a similar predicament, but he has probably about 6 arms doing the same thing to him.
That thing that threw the arms at us?
Yeah. It seems like this boy has all these other children's arms strangely attached to him, and you get the image that the hands are pummeling him. So that's what you see.
Well, what positive bullshit spin do you have for this one, Luther?
These are magics of a different time and age. Look, it keeps speaking of the Tall Ones, those who don't wear shoes, of barbarism. And then it also says that another culture had learned the sacred art of agriculture. Someone lived here many moons ago, in ancient times, older than us, older than our blood, and they are there, watching. A war was waged, and they used such magics against them. Look here, the arms pummeling the boy. We suffered we suffered something similar to that. That creature that we fought, it sunk its arms into our very flesh, meshed with us, and trying to kill us. The small, his eyes will light up even brighter this time. That is it. That is it. Whoever is involved, they are creatures akin to these ants, perhaps. Maybe even they are some bizarre monstrosity of ant folk. Small creatures, tiny, but they carried profane magics. They might have seen themselves as the true rulers of this land, but are not. But whoever they are, whatever they are no longer here, except for those that still worship their ways.
Well, what does your theology say about this, Tavis? Is that possible?
Are we really questioning the possibility of things anymore?
Well, we need to know what is ahead of us. If these give us clues, then anything you might have to say would be helpful.
I'd say it feels like we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. We have that thing on the top of the stairs. I'm not going to try and remember what it used to be. And we have whatever's in the darkness.
Perhaps we should just keep moving then.
How about everybody roll me a surprise check? You do not want to roll a 1 or 2.
What, D20
It's a D6.
or D6?
Okay.
Ooh, I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 2.
I got a 5.
Okay, so who's surprised then?
I was.
Okay, so Tavis healing on the surprise. All right, so how about one of the other two guys roll me D6 for initiative? Tavis is just disturbed. I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so from the darkness ahead of you comes stalking out of it what looks like a tiger that is coated in glass or made out of glass. It looks like it's going to, it's sort of like hunching down on all fours, shaking its hindquarters, and is about to leap in your direction. It's silent. It's not making any noise at all.
Luther, smash it with your hammer.
Foul beast of glass, you shall be perished to the earth. And I will raise my hammer and strike at it.
Okay.
All right. Oh, God, that's a natural 1.
All right, that means I think this might be the first time Phil gets to roll on the Chart of Doom. Let's see here.
Oh, boy.
Do you happen to have a D30 there, Phil?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Okay. Then you
Let's
can actually
grab it
roll
out.
it for yourself, then. So roll the 1 on melee. Okay. Some of the results are kind of strange.
All right, here we go.
Bad.
I got a 5 on that D30.
5. Your foe gets an extra attack against you immediately.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, so you miss. Well, how about you describe how you miss? How about that? That
All
sounds fun.
right. From its position, Luther will make a bold strike, but just as he does, the slippery oil beneath him just kind of messes him up, and his hammer strike goes from its intended target straight to the floor, almost hitting him in his own foot. And his position is quite vulnerable compared to his adversary.
Okay, and I guess I'm going to go with the immediately there. I guess it just happens now. Okay.
You're right in front of his mouth.
So Sergey's probably like mid, something's going to happen with Sergey, and then it just lunges right at. Wow, for 2 attacks. Okay. So it leaps forward. If I can roll a dice. Okay, what's your armor class for Luther?
Armor class for Luther is 20.
And that's with the shield, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it lunges and bites, but it misses, and then the claw swings around, and that one's going to get into you. Let's see what else it's got here. All right. It looks like you take 3 points of damage from these glass shards that are claws that just rake into your neck. And
Do I feel? I mean, how does it feel? Because since it's pressed up against my flesh when it does this, does it have the texture of glass?
yeah, it's smooth. Smooth and sharp, like if you've ever washed a broken glass in the sink and it like sunk into your hand. That's just kind of that's kind of how it feels. It's sharp, it's quick, it goes right through your skin quickly.
Is there any feeling of hollowness?
It feels solid. So, Sergey, like I said, this is sort of like you're mid-action when it just lunged forward. So, what do you do?
Okay, so I come running at it. I still have my lantern in one hand and my sword in the other hand. I just come and stab straight at it, I just try thinking if I stab at it, I can shatter it maybe.
Okay. So make an attack.
Roll. I rolled. Where are you? I rolled a 4 plus 8. It's 12.
Yeah, that's not going to work. No. So your sword lunges out, and it sort of sidesteps your blow. And
4 plus 6, I'm sorry.
okay,
So it's 10.
hey, that'll mess. So it's so because it already went sort of, we're gonna have another roll of initiative. This time Tavis can actually do something as he this thing lunges out of the darkness and slashes into Luther's neck. So who feels like rolling a d6?
I will. I'll carry the burden of the d6 roll. Oh my, that's a 1.
Okay, I rolled a 5. Let's see here. I'll just roll this randomly to see who it attacks. Looks like it's going after Sergey this time.
Okay.
Let's see here.
I'm at 19 without my shield.
Okay. That'll be a miss. Alright. One of its claws slashes and misses, but its teeth lunge and get you like right in the stomach.
Ooh.
They sort of toying at it, gnawing at it, shaking it from side to side for 5.
Ouch. Oh. Okay.
Okay, that was its go. So it's your turn. You guys just want to go around the table? Do you want to start Tavis, maybe, since you didn't go last time?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Chavis is kind of at a loss for what to do right now, because he has his crossbow loaded and out, but firing into that melee is probably not a good plan.
Throw the crossbow.
Throw the crossbow. Yeah.
Or charge him and bludgeon him with the crossbows.
Well, if you want to load your crossbow and fire, I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Well, he had it loaded already. He's
okay.
still
Yeah,
on fire.
I'm just worried about
us.
Just don't roll a 1, that's all.
It's only
Okay.
5% chance of that happening.
All right.
Of course, it's already happened once.
Well, he'll take his shot. Oh, 19. Plus whatever. Plus 6.
Plus enough. Okay, you hit.
Yes. 22.
Okay.
So, that does hit?
Yes, it does, yeah.
Okay, lovely. 4 damage.
Okay. You sort of hear this screeching, scraping sound, like if you ever scrape metal on glass. It kind of hurts the ears a little bit as the tip of the crossbow bolt cracks and chips a section of glass off of it, and it clatters down to the ground. Oh. All right. Well, so that was Tavis' turn. What does Sergey and Luther do?
Luther will raise himself forward, and he shall then enact a sequence of the parry, remembering all the tales that he learned as a child of the knights and how they would fight, and marking on his own experience in the ways of fighting. He'll pick himself up, shield outward, hammer in the other hand, and he will position himself to be at essentially trying to intervene between this creature's attacks between the other two, sort of acting like a wall. Like the creature he could try to make himself look like a big target. And with the parry, he will receive a +4 bonus to his defense.
Okay. So like full defense. Okay. So
Yep.
you're standing there. So Luther has put himself between Sergey and the cat, as well as between Tavis and the cat. What does Sergey do?
Okay. Can I move around him?
Yeah,
Still in the same
Yeah.
same turn? Okay. Well, I deftly move around him. I roll on the ground, and as I'm rolling, I stab at the cat.
Okay.
14 plus 6 is 20.
That just hits.
Oh, okay. And I'm doing... What is he at?
Don't forget your special ability.
Okay. Is it just double, or is it an extra?
Yeah, it's double.
Okay. So that's 10.
Okay. So you're using a sword, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Short sword.
So the sword sinks up into the side of it. There's cracks that sort of just scatter out from the chipped section of glass that you sunk into with your sword. This hissing noise comes out of the mouth of the cat. It is actually going to turn around and leap back into the darkness from which it came. You'll hear it. It's strange. You've seen the paws are glass, but you do not hear it at all as it moves down, the corridor into the darkness.
I slowly collect myself and pull myself up off the ground after I tumbled and stabbed him, and I'm just trying to hold in that wound where he just ripped in my abdomen. I try to find some cloth in my backpack to try to wrap it up.
Okay. Maybe you can even pull your pants up a little bit extra to keep the bandage there.
Where's the lantern at this time?
It's in my hand still, my other hand.
Okay, I will kneel next to you and have my arm out with the hammer. And since they are both of the reflective variety, I will try to shine it outwards in the general direction that it had leaped in an attempt to give some form of visibility.
Okay. You'll get a glimpse of the hindquarters of the cat, further down the hallway, but it seems like it's continuing on, and eventually it'll just, you can't see it anymore.
It is wounded. We have it on the run, but only for so long.
Sorry.
Until it finds itself another avenue for an attack. We must finish this beast quickly, lest it recover.
Yes, this sounds like a good idea. Who knows how much glass tiger parts are worth?
Did the time we spent by the burnt-out building and the lakeshore refresh Davis's healing?
I don't think...
No, probably not.
That you guys rested at all or anything like that.
No, we didn't. Okay, so...
I'll just as a...
Other than that.
We'll just say that, how about you guys just all roll a D3? We'll say that you guys got back a little bit.
Ooh, I got a whopping 1.
Davis is at full at this point.
Yeah, he hasn't been physically hurt yet.
No.
Just mental trauma.
Plenty of that.
So you're standing there. The cat has left. You no longer see it. And the hallway continues in front of you.
Let's go finish this thing off.
Indeed, Luther will have his arm extended next to the lantern, with hammer in hand, walking side by side with Sergei.
Davis loads his crossbow and makes certain he will not be caught by surprise this time.
Okay. Eyes wide, staring off into the darkness. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I have the lamp held out in front of me, and my sword in the other hand as I'm walking.
Okay, and the light is reflecting off of Luther's hand and throwing a cascade of various colors and light in front of you as well. So there's no more alcoves. However, there looks like there is an archway that leads into a much larger room ahead of you. There does seem like there's a little bit of light coming out of it, but it's very faint where you're standing. To the left and to the right are long, narrow hallways that continue off into the darkness. But you do not see the cat.
Dare we press ourselves forward? We may be flanked. Of predicaments indeed.
We have to choose what our forward is. There are no...
Reticent to move ahead without knowing what is on side, but there is light ahead of us.
Okay.
Perhaps we don't need to. Perhaps I can lean myself towards the edge of the hallway on to the left. And with the lantern in tow, we'll just shine in that direction, and then shine in the other way.
Okay. Sounds good. So I cooperate with Luther to try to do that.
Okay. So you'll head off to... Which one you want to go left first or right first?
Left first.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. You will see, from your vantage point, a room filled with sarcophagi that are strewn about the room. Each of their lids has fallen off, and you can't really see from this distance what's inside of them. But they are pretty ornate sarcophagi.
Well, that's pretty gruesome. All right, let's see what is in the next hallway.
So you'll move down to the other side and hold your hand up,
Mm-hmm.
seeing what you see. This one, you're going to see sarcophagi that are standing up against the walls. You're going to see 3 against the right wall, and 2 more that are on the far wall. It's like a square room that you're looking into. And you get the feeling that there's going to be more lined up against the walls. They're spaced out evenly. These ones you can see a little bit better, since you're looking at the tops of them and the sides of them.
Mm-hmm.
They look like small children that have been engraved on the tops.
See, children.
How large are the sarcophagi themselves?
Probably about 3 to 4 foot tall.
That is quite unsettling. However,
Yeah.
at least there be no glass monstrosity there.
A large gust of air hit you guys for some reason. You're not sure why.
Well, should we just go down and check, make sure he's not hiding down there with sarcophagi?
Very well.
Tavis, go sneak.
I'm not sure what I'll be able to see in that light if I'm sneaking into it without it.
We shine light down there.
I suggest we go as a group.
Well,
Each of
very
us
good.
having our backs to each other would prevent the beast from getting the jump upon us.
I'm just trying to be encouraging to Tavis. I'm trying to make him feel like he's a valuable part of the group.
You've encouraged me plenty today, Sergei.
Very good. The tide is coming in.
Alex, I think your mic's doing something weird. I'm not sure what it's doing.
Is it?
Yeah, if you can't hear it, it probably is you. It's just sort of like there's like background feedback or static or something. I don't know what you would call it. It sounds like a wave coming in.
Strange.
You have a fan blowing or something?
It could be my PC's fan.
It's interesting though. As soon as you start talking, it goes away.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll make sure I have this on mute until I am speaking.
Okay, that might work. All right, so you guys are going as a group, or what?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you going to head to the left to the scattered sarcophagi, or the one that's ordered and against the walls?
Well, I'll just start walking down the one that we were closest to.
I'll quickly follow in the steps.
Okay, we'll say that was the one to the left then. Okay, it
The one
looks.
they're standing up.
This is the one where they're scattered all over the floor.
Okay.
It looks like there's 16 of them. The lids are off. Inside, you'll see a short skeleton, probably about 3 foot tall, 3.5 foot tall, and there is a gem that looks like it's been implanted in their foreheads. They have some of them are, they look like they're maybe a small diamond or an opal or ruby, emerald, but it's in their foreheads.
This is interesting.
I wonder what this jewel does. Why embed it inside them?
Should we defile grave and take them out?
No. I wouldn't dare think of it. Not unless or until we fully understand the nature of it. Oh, what am I saying? There's a glass beast loose.
Yes, we should find that ring first. It's not in here. Let's try other passageway. We can always come back to here, to baby skeletons. I turn around and just start walking back to the other direction.
Luther will hug the lantern light with his arm pressed forward.
I did forget one small detail here. One of the sarcophaguses looked like it was packed with two of the skeleton remains, and it also has flayed pieces of skin that are piled in there. It almost looks like somebody was sleeping there.
In the pile of skin?
Yeah, on top of the small skeletons, inside one of the small sarcophagi.
Oh. Wonderful. We have more pleasant people about.
So, heading
Yeah,
to...
I'm still walking back down the other way.
Okay.
As I walk by the door where we could see a faint light, I just carefully look in there and sneak by it.
All right. You just see like a very faint light, just so your light will also go in there as well. It just seems like a very large room, and you can't really see past the edge of your light what's in there if you're just walking by.
Okay.
So
Let's
moving
head down the other way.
Okay, moving forward. This one has 16 sarcophagi as well. These ones are lined up against the walls. The lids are closed. And like I said, there's an engraving of a small child on each one. And in addition to that, there is a large pile of human feces in one of the corners of the room, stained brown and yellow. And in the center of the room is that cat, the glass tiger. It's actually licking its wounds with its glass tongue. But it's making absolutely no sound.
Does it see us?
Let's see here. Yeah, probably. Probably its eyes sort of look up as you guys shed light into the room, and it's just it's sort of like lowering its head, and it's you swear the parts of its back stick up like small glass spikes.
There it is. Let us kill it.
Tapis fires.
Okay. Good roll.
21.
Okay, that's enough.
1 damage.
You'll hear it's on the it kind of chips off a section of its face. Sergey and Luther. Who wants to go
I
next?
charge him.
Okay,
I just
Sergey. All right.
charge right at him.
Let's see. All right. Is there an action for that? If you want to, you can get a +2 to your attack bonus and take a -4 to your AC for like sort of charging forward.
Oh, okay.
You know, or you can just move forward and attack. Yeah.
I move quickly forward, but not charge.
Okay.
I move forward at a brisk pace.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So I draw close to him with my lantern still held up, but a little closer to me, not straight out. And then once again I stab at him.
Okay.
And I roll a 19 total.
Ooh, 19 total? That's not enough.
Okay.
All right. So Luther is next. Sergey missed closely. It was a near deft move by the cat to get away from it.
Okay, I think I will charge him as well, and I will take that bonus. There was that one option. I think it was called press the attack.
Yeah, press. That's basically what I'm looking at. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I get a +4 for that as a fighter.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that was the case.
Okay.
Some of these extra rules I don't use very often.
Here we go. That's 27.
That is plenty good, and it actually seems a little bit easier for you to hit it with your dull hammer.
For a mighty 3 damage.
Okay. So how about you describe what happens to the cat as you destroy it?
Okay. Charging forward, Luther will just put all of his weight into this hammer swing and plow it directly upon the skull of the beast, cracking it, smashing it, and going straight to the floor as it shatters before him.
What was that?
That was the glass shattering to the floor.
Oh, okay.
Lame sound effects 101.
I didn't know if there's children sneaking up on us. I just got...
Luther will look towards the ground and... My apologies, poor beast. If you were here out of no ill will, but you left me with no choice. A knight has his duties.
Yeah, pieces and fragments that are on the ground start to crack further, smaller and smaller, until the floor there is glittering like a sea of stars.
That is odd. I have never seen glass cat before.
It has a most elegant death. Not many can say they can gleam like the night sky upon their own demise.
Absolutely admirable.
If only Ramelzi was here, I could ask him if these sorts of things would be valuable to a wizard, if they could be used in some sort of component. I still scoop up a handful of it.
Okay.
I open up a little sack on my side and pour the glass in there.
You have, what you would call them, small glass shards, glass dust.
That could be used as caltrops anyway.
Or if you put it in someone's drink, I'm sure that would hurt.
Yeah. Is there like little pieces, or is it just completely dust?
It's very small glass particles. So.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, like those really small, if you break a glass, there's really small pieces of glass that, you don't normally find. That's what the whole floor is covered with that.
Well, I go ahead and fill up that bag with it.
Okay.
I tighten the bag up. I pick my lantern back up again, my sword, and I just go around looking in the room. There's a pile of feces in there.
Yes, in the corner. In the far corner. It's like it's urinated on, and the pile has been added to over a period of time.
I have a good feeling that was not from Glass Tiger.
That's a good feeling?
I have good notion. Good meaning that I am positive feelings that it is not from Tiger.
Luther, as you look around the room, you see the eyes of the sarcophagi, turn a deep blue within blue, and they just seem like they're staring at the remains of the cat, and then they look up towards you. And then you swear you see their mouths open.
Sergei, Tavis, look upon the sarcophagi. Look upon their faces. Tell me what you see.
I see children sarcophagi.
Pretty dusty.
Yes, they've obviously been here for a while. Are these open?
These ones are shut.
Okay.
The ones in the other room had the lids taken off, and you can see the skeletons with the gems in their foreheads.
Luther will approach forward towards him, and he will say, I had no choice but to slay the beast. It was either him, it, or me.
Luther, you feel a gust of air coming out of those open mouths.
If you wish not that your precious beast be slain, then you shouldn't have it attack us.
Luther, are you okay? Are you having a bad time with this, Luther?
Don't you see these faces are staring at me? They're looking at me with guilt, rage, perhaps. Was that it? Are you angry that I slayed your pet?
You'll see the eyes close and the mouths do the same.
Well, appears I've solved that.
Yeah, and you showed them.
Well, perhaps we should not stay in here. They seem to be disconcerting to Luther.
No, they're no longer disconcerting. They apparently have said their piece. I think I put my point across. Steady forward, men. He will have his hands on his belt as he does that. It's like adjusting them so as if he's actually accomplished it and just walked out as such.
I am very badly wounded. Perhaps we rest for a little while.
Here.
I don't know where, but I'm not so certain that my innards will stay inside of me if we continue to walk much farther.
I would feel more comfortable if we had a better lay of this area. By the looks of it, someone or something has been living in it. Quite well.
You're going to hear the sound of something scraping on stone back from the main corridor where you guys were.
Well, very good. We are not resting.
Sergei, your lantern.
I shine it down the hallway.
You don't see anything from this vantage point, just the hallway in front of you.
Oh, well. You only die once. I just start walking back down the hallway.
Crossbows loaded.
Okay.
Luther will shout down, "Show yourself! Who goes there?"
You're going to see that archway. It looks like something has been slid in front of the archway so that it's blocked. That archway that would be to your right, into that larger room that you peeked into recently.
No, we have blocked door here, we have blocked door other way. Crap. And pile of feces.
It almost looks like the back of some sort of furniture, probably made out of wood.
Oh, okay, I thought it was like a stone,
Just something slid in front of the doorway.
Oh. I think someone knows we're here.
Well, they most certainly will after this. Luther will walk up to the... Is it completely blocked, the archway? Can we not see over top of it or anything?
Looks like the top of the archway is still open. You would just probably have to climb on top of this. It almost looks like a large table of some sort.
Is it possible for me just to peek over it?
If you climb up on top of it, yeah, you can peek over it.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll take a quick, careful peek.
Okay, the light is obscured because the furniture is in the way. You can see a little bit into the room, but not very far. You think if you had the lantern, you could see a lot further.
Sergei, your lantern, please.
I hold it up to him.
Okay, so you slowly put the lantern into the room, and this is what you see. There is a large altar that looks like it has some insect insignia on the side of it. You don't see a large ant like you had in the previous places like this. It looks like there was something there that has been removed. On top of it, you're going to see various things of cloth and thread, a pile of what might be flesh or skin of some sort. There are words and phrases carved into the walls themselves And after spending some time with Ramelzi, you get the feeling that there's some sort of spells, almost as if this room perhaps is this person's spell book. Maybe. There's blood all over the altar. What else we got here? Behind the altar, you do think you see a smashed wasp idol of some sort. You see maybe its wing. It's been broken off. There's a child posed as a cherub with a bow and a quiver. Its face is incomplete. And you basically see the muscles and tissue that would be underneath flesh. Almost as if he has removed it, but it's in copper. Let's see what we got here. Mounted on the walls is a copper plaque that you can read. Grand Marshal Tippy Cantaloupes, -36 to -48. Founder of our great nation and people. And you also see another statue. This one seems like it's been formed together of various children. All the meat has been stripped from their flesh and legs, leaving only the bones. They're holding up 2 platters as if they're preparing to serve someone. On each platter is a sealed jar containing brains that are soaking in fluid. Mounted on the wall against this one, there's another plaque. The Great Philosopher, Noodles O Toe Smasher, 65 to 114. Greatest thinker and philosopher of our race, and great goblin peacemaker. In addition to this, there is a man who is standing behind the altar. He's holding up a head of a child who has her hair in 2 braids, except it's all encased in copper. That's in his right hand. In his left hand, he holds marionette sticks with various, looks like hair, strings that lead down to this skeletal thing made out of child's bones that he moves, but it almost seems as if the skeleton is moving of its own volition. Himself, he is wearing tightly fitting clothing around his legs and his arms. He has frills at his at his wrists, and around his neck he has a necklace of 2 small hands that seem like they're clapping. And as the light hits his eyes, he seems like he knows that you're there. And he pushed this thing in front of the archway, and that's what you see when you glimpse and you look around the room real quick.
Profaneness. We must make our way in. Luther will begin to just attempt to shove the object out of the way.
Okay. So once you roll under strength to push the thing out.
Oh, I got 3 over.
Okay. So, in Luther-like fashion, he tries to do something. Slams into it. Doesn't move. You hear a voice in the room that starts to do some chanting. So what does Sergei do?
What did you see in there?
Oh, many profane things. It is as if that the room itself serves as a spell book. Many incantations written upon the walls, profane statues, more evidence of this past world that we know of. And that man is in there, the one who's probably pushed this object in front of us. He stands there with profane idols.
Luther, why don't you go ahead and make me a save versus magic?
Profane idols? What sort of profane idols?
Oh, it's a 4. Nope.
Okay. You're going to see that Luther's his right hand will jut out to the right as if he's holding something, and his left hand will suddenly jerk out in front of him like he's holding something right in front of him, and you're going to see his fingers moving. And then Luther, you your arms are back in your control again.
What was that?
What did you do?
For a moment, I lost control of my arms.
Oh no, not more arms. I don't want to. I can't handle any more issues with arms.
I don't know what this means. Luther will think back, and he'll have what looks like an idea pop in his mind, but he'll just look towards the rest of them. Do we have any sort of? Do we still have any rope? Any form of bindings?
Come, my children, into the sanctuary. I have been waiting for your worship.
Are you armed demon? I do not like armed demons.
Tavis quietly shows Luther his manacles.
I am here. Bask in my glorious presence.
But Luther will quickly go to Tavis and say, "Please, bind me at once. I do not want to lose control. I do not want to hurt my own allies."
That piece of furniture will slide like off to the right, and you'll see that the marionette that's in the man's hands is dancing gleefully. I am here! See the glory, the omnipotence that is me. You enter now.
Who are you?
Enter! I am Willibald Schwartz!
I've never heard of any god named Willibald Schwartz. I know a whole clan of Schwarzes back where I come from. None of them were gods.
Yeah, he lifts the child's head up from his arms, the copper one, and hurls it out in your direction.
As I see it flying through the air, I just scream and jump to the side.
Okay, the head will clatter. It's like the entranceway of the archway where you guys are standing, and it'll sort of clatter and roll past you. And you hear the sound of a little girl's laughing. As it rolls down the hallway.
Oh, it just continues to roll past us?
Yeah, it just rolls past you and eventually stops somewhere back there in the hallway.
Oh,
Like childish laughter. Willibald!
Do I see it still?
It's probably now it's outside of the line of sight of the.
Okay, with the torch, I run over in that direction till I see it.
Okay.
And then I kick it like a soccer ball down the hallway farther.
Okay, so you kick the copper head. That sounds painful.
Oh, okay. I thought it was it's a copper.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Sorry, but
Well,
you can like nudge it.
Yeah, I scoop my foot up underneath of it like a soccer player would do, and then I just launch it down the hallway.
It just clatters and rolls and continues on. Willibald.
After that, I go back to the group. I don't like that head.
Do you come to give me homage and glory that is mine?
We have no homages. What are you? Who are you? What do you want?
I have said my name already. What is yours? You have destroyed my cat, my protector.
Well, he was trying to kill us.
Do you seek immortality, the innocence of youth? I can bestow these things upon you.
In what way?
You'll be my young servants, my preferred children.
Were you the one that turned children into big piles of children outside?
They resisted me, but they will eventually come under my sway. You seem to have scared them off. They will be back, though, once you are like them.
By now, Tavis has clipped the manacles onto Luther's wrists.
Okay.
Luther will then approach forward, but just at the edge, and he will look towards him and say, "Ah, that was your doing. Masterful work, sir, masterful. I have never seen such powerful sorcerers woven in my time. You are indeed a man of many talents."
Do you seek to claim your innocence once more?
Perhaps, but I would like a truce of sorts.
The skeleton is dancing in his left hand. The marionette.
Can Tavis hide during this conversation and begin taking aim on the man?
If you're hiding like behind the wall where the archway is,
Yeah,
you could probably do that. Sure.
okay. I rolled a 5 on my stealth, but that's how many dots I have.
Okay. So yeah, you seem like you are well hidden in the shadows. He sees Sergei and Luther. It's the only ones he's seen so far.
Luther will lean over towards Sergei. "Please, hold yourself here. I'm about to attempt something. Wait for my signal."
What will I do when I see your signal?
"I think it'll become obvious. Just wait." And he will look at him.
You want lantern?
No. That'll be fine. Yeah, he'll raise up his manacles.
My children, they yearn to dance. And he starts to just, he's moving the skeletal child's bones in front of them. They have happy feet.
Promise me, great wizard, that when I enter this room, you will do no such thing to me, and we shall parley.
You do not wish to shed the sin and guilt of your adulthood.
I wish to discuss such things with you, sir. A man cannot just commit to a decision off the bat. He must have questions answered. He must be allowed to parley before he must undertake any such change in his heart and mind.
You speak with the doubts of old
Doubts?
age.
No. Those are not doubts, my friend. That is wisdom. Wisdom of the ancients that you, my friend, have clearly dabbled in.
Enter and speak if you are curious.
Luther will enter, and he will get as close as he can to him and kind of get beside him, facing in the opposite direction, staring at the wall a little bit.
Come as one enslaves. I seek not that.
No, sir. These manacles are not that. That's not what they are there for. These walls, they have upon them written history. History of a time long gone, do they not?
Yes, I found it as such. I did not agree with the figures and statues here before, so I have made some of my own. Did you see my handiwork out there?
Yes,
Would you
indeed.
wish to become part of it?
That remains to be seen, but it is a
Heaven
tempting
is
thing.
in copper. Those would bask upon you and see your innocence and beauty. So fragile.
Tell me.
So perfect.
Have you heard the story of the fooled man?
I can't say that I have. I haven't
Allow
heard
me-
a story in a while.
Allow me to recite it to you then, friend. You see, many moons ago, there was an old man, a young man, and a middle-aged man. They were sitting at the riverbank one day, staring out into its shiny shores. As they watched the light reflect upon the water, they each looked at each other and asked each other what the meaning of life was. The youngest of the men said, power. The middle-aged man said, having wife and kids. And the older man, he said, it is best to have all that you can get in good time. The others looked upon him, wondering what it is that he had wanted. The old man merely said to them that time rots with it many horrors and many dreams, but nothing is better than simply being alive. The other men, pondering this, thought to themselves, But they ignored what he had said, and they simply walked away. The men were driven by their own desires, and as such, they pursued with the rest of their lives. The old man died the next day, and the other men pursued their own dreams. The youngest man grew up to be a tyrant, and the middle-aged man grew up to have many, many wives. Now, and as he does this, Luther will sneak right beside him.
He seems pretty enmeshed with your story. He's he's nodding along. He's looking at you as you're moving forward. In fact, why don't you make me a charisma roll? Just roll under charisma. See what you do.
Charisma. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yes, I got 4 points under.
Okay, that's enough.
All right.
He seems very mesmerized, I guess might perhaps be the word.
You see, the other two men grew greedy in their own delights. The man who had many wives lost sight of what he wanted, and gaining so many wives, he had not thought of their needs. In time, the wives plotted against him, and they killed him in his sleep. Now, for the man who became a warlord, that is interesting. He conquered many lands, slayed many knights, and took the heads and crowns of many kings. But those kings had sons and daughters, and they rose up, they mounted together, and they slew him. The moral of this story, as was passed down in tradition in the ancient tribes of the Akaviri, is that one should never forsake what they have, not take too much and not take too little, for if they do, they risk hurting the world around them. For every action is affected by the other, and as soon as I finish that, I will take the manacles, leap them around his neck, and pull as tightly as possible. And then when I do that, I will shout to Sergei, now, now, now!
Okay. Let's see here. Why don't you, I don't know if you make an attack roll. How about you make an attack roll with a dexterity bonus if you have it?
All right.
And, your base attack bonus too.
As like arranged?
Well, yeah, but you're just being dexterous. You're just
Gotcha.
You're being agile as you put the chains over his neck.
That is a 9.
So 9 plus base attack bonus and plus dexterity bonus.
No, that's all together.
Oh, okay. Well, you rolled so well with the charisma. I'm gonna say that he didn't expect that. So in Luther-like fashion, you're not very. You get the job done this time. You actually get the chain over his neck. You pull back. How about you roll another roll under strength? Just to see what you get.
Oh, this is going to be the failure right here. Oh no, it's not. Yes, I got 3 under.
Okay. So why don't you describe a little bit about how you do? Like what do you do?
Okay. Walking up slowly beside him, Luther will then quickly get behind him, wrap his arms across him, and using the manacles, just wrench it against his neck and push it right up against him and just hold as tightly as possible with all of his strength. And then he leans into his ear and also says, the moral of that story is also to never listen to a man who tells stories next to you wearing manacles.
Why don't you roll a d8? You can add a strength bonus if you have one.
All right. That's a 7 with no bonus.
Okay. All right. So that happens. What does Sergey do? What does Tavis do?
Sergey just lets out a loud scream and charges straight at him with his sword held out. He's aiming it right at his gut.
Okay.
And I roll a... Oh, do I get a charge? What was my charge bonus?
If you want to, you can get a +2. Just your dex would be, or your armor class would be 4 less. That's all.
Okay. So that is a 14.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
So you skewer into him with your sword.
Okay. Ooh, I rolled... That's 14.
14, ouch. Okay. All right. So
I just charge straight at him, and right before I reach him, I just stab straight out and hit right into him.
Okay. Let's see here. Why don't you just roll me a d20 roll, and you want to roll high.
Okay. Do I'm rolling against something or
just a random roll?
Just roll. Okay.
Yeah,
I rolled a 15.
Okay. So the sword plunges into his stomach and comes out his back, narrowly missing Luther behind him.
Okay.
So you see the sword just kind of rip out of his back, right beside you there. Tavis.
Now, it seems like overkill, but he spent so long lining up his shot. I think he's going to take it.
Okay.
He'd been aiming, so he'll get a fair bonus, I imagine.
Yeah, we'll give you like a +4.
Okay. Alright, that's fine.
Against the wall of the arch there.
Yeah. 19.
Okay, that's good.
And he's surprised, so
Yes,
I apply sneak attack.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
8 damage.
8 damage. Okay. Just want to check one thing real quick. All right. Okay. So that was sort of like the surprise round. So this will be an initiative roll. So who feels like rolling the d6 against the magic user here? Uh-oh. I rolled a 5.
Who feels lucky?
I will roll. I feel lucky.
Okay.
Hey, I got a 4.
All
Well,
right.
it's not a 1.
So he yells out in the pain from the sword, then the crossbow bolt that sinks into his chest, probably pinning one of the hands that were around his neck to him. He'll just start to jerk and move the skeletal figure up and down. And this is where you see, let's see here. You see 8 small spectral children that are also dancing in the same manner that the marionette is dancing at the end of his hand. They are dancing and moving towards you. Let's see here. So Sergey, I said 8, right? So we'll just do... So 3 of these children reach out, and their hands just sink right through your armor and touch your skin, and there's an intense cold pain there. Why don't you give me a save versus magic? Oh, still there, Tim?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I had my drop on. I was bemoaning the fact that I was rolling against magic, and I always fail those, but I actually rolled a 17.
Okay. So you feel the cold, intense pain of their hands, but it seems like it stops there. It feels like they were trying to reach further into you.
Okay.
Same thing with Luther. You have 3 of these children that are moving up towards you, and they're reaching into you. So give me a save versus magic.
19, yes.
Okay, same thing. You feel small, cold hands, but nothing other than that. Tavis, as you're standing there, these 2 children dance, these spectral kids dance up towards you and jump at you with their hands outstretched. So make it save versus magic. I think you might be muted, Alex.
As I was. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
That would be a 14, and I needed to get a 12, so.
Okay. So you're going to take 2 points of damage as their cold hands sort of dig into, like one reaches in and grabs your rib bone, another one reaches in and grabs part of your intestines, you think.
Okay.
Is there anything else that he does? All right. One of those hands that is around his neck, the one that isn't pinned by the crossbow bolt, starts to move over. It's sort of like crawling up his shoulder, and looks like it's trying to claw at Luther's face. So, Luther, what's your armor class?
Armor class is 18.
Okay, it misses. So it's just sort of like, maybe you're leaning back with your head to try to avoid, the claws that are look like they have nails that have been driven into the tips of its fingers that are trying to claw at you. All right, so that was its turn. Mr. Willibald Schwartz, it is now your assigned. Do we want to start with Luther?
Okay, I will continue to strangle him, and I will say to Sergei, "We must finish this quickly."
Why don't you give me another roll? Roll under strength. That's good.
Okay.
See how tight you can pull it.
All right, I got 2 over.
So Luther's still holding on. He's still choking him, but he's being very Luther-like. Tavis, what are you doing?
Well, now that he's being harassed by spectral children, I don't think he feels he can take the time to reload his crossbow. So I think he'll just rush forward to join the fray.
Okay, so you're rushing forward. Is there anything you're doing? Like I said, the man is holding out the marionette in his right or left hand, and looks like the marionette is in his left hand. His right hand looks like he's going to try to start, trying to break himself free from Luther.
I think that Tavis is going to drop the crossbow and pull out the knife from the kitchen in the mother's place and see if either this round or next he can cut the strings of the marionette.
Oh, that's very cool. I'll let that totally be one fluid motion. Pull it out and slash from maybe left to right.
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you just make me? I'll give you the decision. You can make me an attack roll, or you can roll under dex, whichever you think is.
I think that rolling under dex is probably more likely to happen.
Okay. Your choice.
And he does. 7.
So as you slash, violently from left to right, the hair that is the strings slashes, cuts right through it. The skeletal figure just clatters to the ground, and then all of the spectral kids just vanish.
Well, that's a relief.
Okay. So Luther, Tavis, now Sergei, who still has the sword inside the stomach of Willibald.
Okay, so I pull it out sideways, and then I just slash at him instead of stabbing at him.
Okay, we're gonna do this in 2 motions then. Why don't you just roll damage as normal first for pulling it out the side of him?
Okay, so that's 8.
8. Okay. And then
am I doing double for that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's 8.
8. Okay.
That's 8 with double.
That would be. All right. Okay, and then what's your action?
And I was gonna slash at him.
Okay, make an attack.
I'm not stabbing at him, so I don't pierce him and hit Luther. I'm slashing at him.
Okay, he has like this large flap of like stomach skin, and his guts are starting to pour out the side of him.
Okay. So I rolled 10.
Okay. Well, luckily that was enough damage pulling the sword out of the side of him. He sort of he leans forward, and as he does so, he now that both hands are free, he reaches both hands up and grabs Sergei by the sides of the face, and you feel this charge of energy just pour into you. Make me a save versus spell.
Oh, not again. I can't keep tempting fate against magic. Yeah, 4. I failed.
Okay, let's see here. X being caster. How about you roll a d20?
Oh. I rolled a 3.
Okay. All right. You're going to see Sergey visibly get 3 years younger as this light comes out of the man's hands. If there's any scars or cuts or anything on your face, they heal. And
Does he have his ear back?
He has his ear back.
Oh, awesome.
Miracles.
The man, as his, he's sort of slumping into Sergey, and he's sort of leaning sideways, and he says, "It's for the children," and then he falls dead on the side.
Well, Luther will say, panting, "That ends that. Your profane deeds are no more. Filthy."
Does he have hair?
He has like a shaved head and hair on the side, like above his ears.
So okay.
It actually looks like he probably shaved his head,
Okay.
maybe to make the marionette strings.
So does Luther still have him strangled and strangled?
Yeah, he's sort of he's slumped down, so like the weight of the body is now being held up by the manacles.
Okay. I'm glad we dispatched of this thing quickly. I have a bad feeling that would not have gone well for us otherwise.
What happened to you? Your ear, it's back.
You notice that his voice actually sounds a little less raspy and rugged. When he spoke, he sounded a little more clearer. And he's just like, what are you talking about? And he reaches up and touches his ear. Ah, my ear! It has grown back!
Your wounds, they're not as visible. You just seem so different now. What did he do?
I do not know. He reached up and grabbed my face, and I saw blinding white light, and I do not know what happened, really.
The old man that's still there, that Luther's holding. Oh, that's interesting. Luther's holding him. Hey, Phil, why don't you roll a d20?
Oh, boy. I got a 15.
So, how old is Luther?
Luther, he's 30.
Okay, you're gonna get that much younger.
30?
Oh no, you're 30. You said you rolled up 15.
Yep.
Oh.
So you're gonna get 15 years younger.
Oh my! Wow.
Oh no.
And just for shits and giggles, since Tavis is right there too. Tavis, you're not touching him, so why don't you roll a d10?
Okay. Oh, 10. Great.
So Tavis gets 10 years younger as well. And the old man, well, he's a man. He gets visibly older as you watch his body sort of. It just goes over this change. Like it seems like he just turns. It looks like he's a body that has been laying in a sarcophagus for about 200 years. Like his body just withers like quickly.
I guess this will be very comical now because Luther being 15 now, the armor no longer fits him. It's all baggy and somewhat collapsing off of him.
But he can still adventure. I mean, that was an adult in medieval times.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that's what happened. You're standing there over the broken marionettes. The man who's now a pile of old man ashes, pretty much.
I start stomping on the bones of the marionette skeleton.
They crack and clatter apart.
Okay.
I feel strangely lighter. Nothing. Why is it so baggy?
You look very much different yourself. You look very youthful now. I dare say you look like child. Like young adult. You look like young man.
He'll have strange creaks in his voice as he talks. What do you mean? Please. I don't get it. Oh.
Is his arm still metallic?
Yeah, his arm is still glass covered and metallic.
Well, look at your reflection in your arm.
What do you mean? My word. I am as I was back on the farm. Is this a blessing or a curse?
You have it to do all over again.
Let's go for a drink, boys. Job well done. Job well done.
I look at Tavis.
His skin is smoother than you've ever seen it. It's just, like, normally it would be covered in callus and stuff, but he's just bright and not... It's almost like he shed the cynicism physically.
How old does Tavis appear to be?
18.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so he's an adult.
Just. He's just nimbly, almost skipping over to his crossbow to check to see if it's damaged and carelessly swinging it across his back afterwards.
There is something strange that has gone on here.
He said in his last words, for the children.
I wonder if children are okay now. The
Hurry.
ground children outside.
Hurry, let us check, and Luther will just start to run. Of course, albeit awkwardly in the now slightly unsized plate.
Yeah, that was a major killjoy for Tavis.
What?
The talk of the children.
Oh.
So he's going to run after Luther and see if he can stop him in time to, get the manacles off.
I think Luther, being so protective of the children, probably outpaces you.
Yeah,
He's got some adrenaline coursing. He's younger.
All right.
He is clattering in his plate, but
I guess it'll be a light jog.
So Luther, how do you open the doors? Like when you get to the edge of the hallway there, you run through down the steps, up the steps where the oil was, and you're at the door.
I will. I'll open them towards me.
Okay. Outside, you see the kids. They're all sitting in a circle around the standing stones, but they are all separate, and they look like they're asleep.
I will collapse to my knees with my manacles held up, and I'll say, yes, we've done it. And he'll have tears somewhat coming down his face. I've done it. We've made it right. We've made it right.
And then the eyes of the children will open up and, oh, well, where are we? Oh, it's the Scary Hand Man. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, dear children.
Why are we here? Is this our new home?
Oh, no.
You gonna be our daddy?
No. He'll actually say that with somewhat concern, like, no.
Well, you better get us a mummy or something. A bunch of mummies.
Don't worry, you will have caretakers soon enough. I'm just so very glad to see you. See you well.
I got a headache. Oh, what happened?
It was a bad dream.
Oh.
But you're better now. You are all better.
Okay.
Well, Sergei's sitting there watching them both run down the hallway. He's standing there with the lantern, wondering how far they would be able to get in pitch black hallways. He starts searching through the dust of the old man, see if there's anything left. Just he takes his sword and starts pushing it aside.
Okay, so you're digging through the remains of the man.
Yeah.
He still had the hand necklace that was around his neck. He does seem like he has a few rings that are now clattered and just fell into the dust.
I'll go ahead and
a lot of his clothes are still there. He has some high-heeled shoes that he's wearing. You know the kind that make you about 4 inches taller?
Platform elevator.
Yeah, platform shoes, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like women's stilettos.
In addition to that, you're going to see that marionette skeleton, it'll start to push itself up, and it rips off the hair, strings that were attaching its head, its arms and stuff. And you'll see that it's slowly moving over and tying them to the man skeleton.
I had stomped it. It didn't smash it. It come back together.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. Bad. That was bad on my part. Okay, never mind.
Maybe just the remnants of it.
I forgot about that part. Yep. Never mind. Scratch that. It never happened.
Okay. I thought maybe I hallucinated.
It was good to smash the little skeleton. Good job.
Okay.
Sorry. So like I said, you found some rings, some platform shoes, and some very tight clothing.
I take the rings and I ignore the tight clothing and platform shoes. I just look around the rest of the room.
There was those statues, the boy with the bow, the cherub-looking thing. But other than that, it just seems like there's lots of spells carved into the walls. There was a sewing kit, essentially, on the altar. It's covered in blood. But
okay, but what's the altar made out of?
Just stone.
Oh, okay. So I can't knock it over or anything.
No, there's a broken wasp that you can see behind it. Looks like it was, prominently displayed in the center of the altar, but looks like he broke it down to use it as a sewing place.
Okay.
Surgical place.
Well, I just start walking down the hallway back towards the exit.
Okay. You'll come out. You'll see Luther and the children. The children have sort of surrounded Luther at this point. Tavis is there, probably standing in the doorway.
Yeah.
The kids are complaining about, being hungry again.
So Sergei eagerly looks around, looks at all the children and all the faces, and then he just seems to visibly get depressed and sag his shoulder, and he just sighs out and drops his head. He says, "No, Ramelzi.
Oh.
I thought the Ramelzi might have been saved by our efforts."
Luther's eyes will light up again and look towards Sergei. Oh, wait a second! What about Rayhan?
You'll see Rayhan's body is still floating at a 45-degree angle, tied to the tree.
Across the lake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly where you left him. The Rayhan balloon is still there.
Good. That was a good spot.
Luther's head will sink down low. Oh, the curses. We were so close.
We have lost so many. Malo, Ramelzi. We do not know what will become of Rayhan. If we untie him, he may flow up into the sky and be the last we see of him.
You're not going to let the floating god away. He's ours.
Well, we are not going to untie him.
Floating god, he flies above. He watches us, he does. I just wrote that today.
I just eye him sideways and walk over to Luther. There were all of those gems and foreheads of baby skeletons inside. Should we go back and retrieve them or leave them for the dead?
Well, seeing as how...
Sorry.
Oh, go on.
Your moral qualms melted away too with the years, eh? Won't wear dead man's clothes, no. Oh, but snap up the kid's gems. You're a cute guy, Sergey.
Well, you see, when you grow older, child, you will understand that sometimes you develop a reverence for things that you do not understand. But when you are a child like you have not developed those senses yet.
Yeah, okay. Well, whatever. Are we gonna eat yet? You said you're gonna make me a sandwich.
No, I said you were going to get berries.
Yeah, we did. We ate them, though.
Well, then you should be full for now.
I'm hungry.
Now, patience, children. We will be able to get you food. All in due time.
One of the girls just sort of walks over to him and just, like, slaps him in the face. You're such a jerk. Just shut up.
No hitting. No hitting. We won't be having none of that. And I will hold out my silvery hand now, and I'll just put it right out there. None of that. You hear me?
They all sort of look up at the hand. Oh, okay. They all seem a little scared of it.
While that's happening, I just walk back over to the doors and pull them shut.
Okay.
May you all remain resting in peace, he says as he finally pulls them shut.
The moment before the last door closes, you swear you heard the sound of dancing feet.
He quickly pulls the door shut.
Okay.
We need map of area to find town to take these children to. I do not know this area. All we know is we cannot.
Tavern, an orphanage. Hopefully all in the same place.
We cannot go back to this horrible town that we took them from. We need other town.
Wait, so you're not taking us back to Karlstadt? We're done, right? That's old. That's an old town. We're going to Newtown now?
Yes, we're going to Newtown.
Oh. I thought the army's going to come kill us all. That's what Mommy said.
Well, they're heading south. If we go east or west, then we can avoid them.
Are you going to protect us like the 7 we're going to?
Oh, the 7 weren't going to protect you.
They said if we did the sacrifice thing, like it's like taking a bath, right?
They lied.
Oh.
They're liars. They're evil liars and do horrible things.
Wait, so the army's not bad?
Oh, the army is an army. It has come to do what army does, conquer. But there's evil and then there's worse evil. You will come to understand when you are older. If you get to be older.
So wait a minute, if the army's not that bad, why don't we go to them?
Because they do not know you. We want to find a way away from them and away from evil witches.
Wait a second. Perhaps we can do both at the same time. This will involve a large amount of cunning on our part. But if we go back, and I will start whispering this, that way the kids don't hear.
Okay.
But if we go back, and we tell them that we're a messenger of Mother, and we present to them one of the legs of that creature that was slain, make it seem like it belonged to her, trick them into saying that she has been slain, though it be the truth, they do not know yet. And in doing so, we will say that her last wish was to take all the loyal soldiers and flee the village, and from there, leave the villagers alone. When the army arrives, we can explain to them what we've done and show them the location of where those heathens are at. 2 birds with 1 stone, my friend. The army will find them, slay them, and the village will be protected, and no more would have to die.
Do you want to know her story?
Yes.
Do you want to? I will tell you a story of when I served in militia. I served in militia of the Wushan army. Do you know what we did to villages?
No? Did you save them?
We killed everyone and burned them to the ground. That is what invading armies do to village. That's what they do to city. They march in direction, and everything in that direction gets devoted to destruction. The only way to save life is to go away from direction either way. Like line of ants. They're like line of ants, and they come down and kill everything in their way. Because they have to feed their army, they have to destroy, they have to do what armies do.
Then in that case, there will be a slight change in the plan. Instead of leaving the villagers there after the main militia of the mother worshippers have left, we will then direct the villagers back outwards, reunite them with the children, and then lead them somewhere safe.
Okay. We don't have much time left. We have to act quickly.
Indeed we do. Come, Tavis, with our new youthful energy, we should be able to accomplish this task with much zeal.
I'm sure there'll be no lack of that.
And now that I have 2 ears, I can contribute some hearing.
Does Tavis have any thoughts on the plan?
Oh, I think it's ridiculous, because we're going to a town that may largely still be loyal to the Seven, and we're, telling them to come out from the area that they may still think is guarded by these creatures that they've sacrificed so much for, and bring them to the children that we kidnapped. So I'm not sure how well they'll take it, but yeah, they'll go along with it.
Some of that cynicism is still there. That's good.
Well, yeah, but it's not. It's just like, oh, that Luther.
But at least we have barn that we can leave children in.
Maybe.
We can take them back to the farm we burned down. There was barn still there.
You think the barn has an icebox full of sandwiches?
No, but they can eat rats in barn. There might be owls. They can look for more berries. They can become one with nature. It's either that or we march down the road with army of children in tow.
Perhaps they'll relearn the sacred art of agriculture once again.
Wait, did you say army? I want to be in the army. Be soldiers? Did you say, march around and stab things?
Yes, and you bleed, and you die, and you have pain.
Oh.
You burn villages down.
You said something about a barn?
Yes, there was barn back there.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, I think we should stay in the barn. What do you guys think? Okay, are we going to get new mummies soon? Well, maybe. Are we going to get new mummies, Mr. Man with the hand?
Oh, indeed you shall. In fact, you might get your old mummies back.
Oh. You'll see most of the kids are excited, and 3 of them are like, oh.
Don't worry. You will all be reunited with your families very soon, and you won't have to worry about being hungry or afraid ever again.
So it's back that way, past those trees you cut down, right? I think I remember the way to get there.
Well, don't worry. We shall guide you.
Okay. So we'll say that you guys take the kids back to the barn. It isn't burned down. There's nobody there. They camp out in the hay. And you guys are heading back to Karlstad. Is that correct?
Do we have the leg that you were talking about?
I was going to search for it in the burnt rubble.
Oh,
hopefully
okay.
That's where I was going to get it from.
Yeah, we'll say that if you dig through the rubble, you find...
that leg. Okay. I understand.
It has that sharp metal pole still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
pulling it out from the ash and rubble. Looking to the rest of you. Well, looks like we got ourselves quite the task. I am very excited for this. What say you?
Well, Tevis, would you want to put your uniform back on?
Not really, but, if you think it's a good plan. I feel a lot safer in this. At least from immediate danger.
Well, maybe when we get close to town.
Okay, that's a good compromise. It's just so snappy.
Are you guys going to rest, maybe?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Hang out with kids for a night?
Yeah, we'll rest for a couple days, maybe a day.
Okay. We'll say that you guys get all the way healed up then. And next session, have you guys head off towards the town.
Okay.
Back to Karlstadt.
Or we could just take him down to Warsburg.
That's true. That's an option. That's the where the Prince Bishop is. He's protecting people.
But we don't know how to get there.
It's south, right?
Yeah.
That hard.
If we just keep heading south, we're bound to hit it.
All right, that sounds good. Anybody got any thoughts for today? How about we start with Alex?
That was eventful. Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't start with Alex. It was something.
Let's start with Phil then. With that.
Oh man, I thought that was an excellent session. I finally got to put some more storytelling to use. Mm-hmm. I was just making up that whole thing from scratch, and I was like, oh, where do I go from here? It's like, we strike now.
I love when you go into storytelling. That's one of my favorite things about your character. That and his sense of like nobility and greater sense of self that contrasts greatly with Tavis and Sergei.
Yeah, I like how it's in one of my viewpoints of it. It's almost like you can't tell whether it's because of his rose-colored vision of the world or he actually is that. It's kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, it's cool. I have fun doing all the sorts of weird visions for him too, and I think everyone's sort of figuring that out now. When I say Luther sees, I think everybody kind of got that down pat now.
Yeah, but it's not always the case. There's always a curveball.
Like with mounds of children walking towards us.
Yeah, that was actually true.
There was that.
Right. It's basically Luther playing Call of Cthulhu is what's going on here. Make that madness check.
How about you, Tim? What'd you think?
Well, as long as Sergei has the opportunity to harass Tavis, then he's usually happy. Get an emotional reaction from him.
Yeah, Sergei's always like, hey, Tavis, why don't you go sneak over there? Hey, why don't you do that? Hey, Tavis, come on. You're being quiet back there. Why don't you do something?
Well, because he basically sees that he has no wounds or injuries, so he says he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything. If you were doing something, you would have wounds.
You'd be dead by now, yeah.
I did want to check one thing. I think you guys are up to 14,000 experience points. I wanted to look at I think you guys probably deserve a level. That sounds fun. Just trying to figure out.
I'm at 16,000.
Yeah, 16,000 would be for 5th level for a fighter. Are you're 5th level now, right? Tavis?
No, I'm 4th level. Oh,
Alex.
Yeah, I am.
I'm gonna say that you guys have 19,200. Then, so Tavis can go up to level 6.
Wow.
And the fighters can go up to level 5.
All right.
19,200. Because by not plucking out the gems of the skeletons, you guys probably saved your lives.
Oh, man.
Because that would end badly for you, probably. Because there was 32 animated skeletons that would have done stuff.
Oh, jeez.
And
wonderful.
I think I took it a little bit easy on you guys with the magic user guy, but that's all right. I like the storytelling. You sort of like snowed him over. That was pretty cool. And he rolled under charisma, so I went with it. So that was cool. Yeah, he was actually 17th level magic user, something crazy like that.
Holy crap! I mean, I'm glad you told me to roll on a charisma because like his charisma's 16. Like that's where he shines. That's Luther's sweet spot right there.
Yeah, I thought he had a pretty high charisma. So that was fun. It felt more. I mean, it's it's like one part of the book, one little adventure in the book, but it's kind of nice and concise.
I didn't care for the tight clothes wearing old man.
Yeah, the skeleton.
What would happen if I had not smashed that baby skeleton?
Well, I mean, that wasn't in the book. I was just gonna have the baby skeleton animate the man, and like that was just gonna be it. Like he was just gonna have his own old man marionette.
Oh, okay.
Marionette was gonna become the master. That's the only idea I had, really.
Oh, okay.
So,
would have been a pretty nice denouement.
But yeah, guys. I believe. Let me look at my calendar real quick, but I think today's what? Today's the 7th. Yeah, if you guys are up for it, I can play next week too.
Oh, I'm up for it, definitely.
Oh, that sounds good. I think it would work.
I should be available next week. I wasn't certain.
Okay.
It might not work for me, but we'll see. No, I'm pretty sure it won't actually.
Oh, it's not going to work? Okay.
No.
Well, maybe we'll take a break then. How about Saturday, 21st?
That still works with me.
That sounds feasible.
Yeah, it should work.
Okay, sounds good. I will see you guys then.
How much experience did we have again?
19,200.
19,200, okay.
And I have to go because I got a phone call. So, all right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later.
Good game, guys.
Thanks.
Yep.